we can do it.
You're listening to. This is like We Are the World again.
We are the world.
We are children.
Hey, this is Analog Dog.
You're listening to
KZUU
90.7.
Pullman. Analog Dog.
What's up, gang?
How you doing?
What's up?
Had a show last night at Olympic. How was that?
It
It was
fantastic.
It was wonderful energy.
Yeah,
We were dancing. We were dancing.
very, very
We
alive.
were sweaty.
We were so
Sweaty.
sweaty.
First-
Hudson literally dripped sweat onto my face.
I did. I sweated on her.
It sounds like it went very well.
Totally.
I tried to get in, but I'm only 20, so they're
Oh,
like, get out.
we were a little worried about
Oh.
that. That was part of something we discussed where we,
Yeah.
the 21 and up, we feel like there's a hand. We've got a good group of people that are
Yeah.
younger than 21.
We're
So,
very, pro all ages show.
for sure.
Next time.
So that's a bummer. That's
Yeah.
coming out.
All of the birds are screaming out. All the birds are screaming out. All the
Oh,
birds
yeah.
are screaming out. All the birds are screaming out.
Yeah.
All the birds are screaming out.
Yeah. Yes.
What did you mean by that?
That particular song is about the climate crisis.
Oh.
That song is about how nature is expressing to us in a million ways that we're living out of balance with our ecosystems, and we are assuring through capitalism and a lack of regulation that we're assuring our doom. And so that song is specifically about kind of the climate crisis and being able to see the writing on the walls, and the birds are screaming out because they can tell in their own way that they can feel it. So, you know, it's poetry, but yeah.
So you guys are from San Francisco.
Yes.
I've gone out there before. It's a really nice city. I got to see Alcatraz Island.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that grungy looking prison looked really pretty cool.
I still haven't seen it. So.
It
Yeah,
is
I've
really-
never
I
been-
only went
I've
with
never
my-
been there.
My parents came out, but it
Yeah?
is great to
I've
really
never been
interesting history.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would make a great venue.
Oh,
Yeah.
A great play
wow.
to play
Love
some
that.
music.
Dog on
We love that. Well, we work with the government.
Dog rocks the rock.
Yeah.
dude.
We work with the government in San Francisco to do shows sometimes, so we can float that. We can hit them up.
We-
It's federal land.
Once we
so-
hit 1 million followers.
Exactly. Yeah.
San Francisco, it's known for its like 60s psychedelic rock scene.
Yeah.
Are you trying to be part of the modern day version of that?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have been super inspired by the culture and history of San Francisco. It's a really wonderful tapestry of arts and culture and people that have come from all walks of the world and life to that city throughout history. And so we definitely feel like a part of that stream and are inspired by movements of music and opening minds, psychedelic movements, and really basically expressing art and bringing it to a larger community. So we tap into that, but we obviously like to think forward as well. We say forward thinking old school.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely hits it. And I think particularly the psychedelia is an interesting thing where it's like, we talk about like, we're not cosplaying the 60s. Like, it's not about romanticizing how things were, but it is about, there was a certain level of freedom and inhibition. And particularly, with the founding of psychedelics like acid in San Francisco and the free love movement, we identify deeply with that level of like liberation. I was talking about that last night where it's like, I think the coolest thing about our set or like what we're doing is to liberate people in their hearts. Like if you were there last night, you'd see it's like people are just like jumping up, like losing their shit. And I think that we lose our shit on stage. So it's that kind of thing about like, it's the freedom thing about like, you're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to feel all your pain, you're allowed to feel all your joy. It's a safe space to just kind of lose it. So I think in more ways than just the aesthetic of like, oh, psychedelic as like a sound, it's like there's a philosophy to it where it's about all people are connected, all things are connected. Like life is a huge psychedelic trip that we're all on together, whether you know it or not, And so, yeah, psychedelics as a concept, freedom of the mind and all that shit, we're about it.
So going out from here, where do you plan on taking your sound? More into deeper experimental psychedelic, or like or something else?
So with so In Love with a Fool is interesting, and Paradise is another track on that album that hints a little bit at the sound that we're working on with our next record. That uses a little bit more of a hybrid drum sound of acoustic kit and electronic kit, and then leaning into some more dancey rhythms and upbeat kind of
Yeah.
anthemic style.
The
rock,
next record's more
Mhm.
disco. It's
Yeah.
Oh.
very disco. And
there will be some Analog Dog kind of like treats.
you
in
still
there
get
that are
some
a little
psych
bit
rock
fusions.
breakdowns,
Sweet.
but it's a lot more centered in dance music because we found in our playing music for so many years, we found that the people deserve a good time, and so we were like, why don't they love to dance, let's just dance with them. So the next record is dance, and then the record after that is a little more back into the psych rock. So,
Awesome.
but it's always fluid. It's
It's yes and.
It's yes and.
That sounds right up my alley.